Hello everybody, Dante's Game Room back with another character coloring video, I guess. Been doing a lot of research. So I think I'm just gonna make more content on my other channel, more professional like content channel, and just leave this channel for like hobby stuff. But still, I don't know, like my hobby channel is kind of like my main channel of like just doing different kinds of stuff. But I think I do too much different stuff because like my videos used to like get like hundreds or thousands of views, and for some reason they're just not. Maybe it's like the algorithms changed, or maybe I'm shadow banned or whatever. I don't know. But now like my videos aren't like getting any views, and it's really weird because like I said for a while there, I was getting like hundreds of views, and even some videos I got like thousands of views, like but it's just not happening anymore. And I don't know if it's related to what it's related to really, if or if it's just because I do so much different stuff on this channel, like YouTube doesn't know what to do with me, which I guess that might be a thing. I don't know. So I think I'm just gonna like have different channels for different things. Like this will be my art channel, and I'll make like a wrestling channel, and then I'll make like a comic book channel. I'll make like a video. I don't know, something. I gotta try to do something different. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not I'm not like a YouTuber. So like, I'm learning how to do this now that I'm, gonna have more time or whatever. But I want to do it, right. Just might be my age too. I'm an older person, so I don't want to use like excuses like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm doing something wrong, and I know I have to do like thumbnails and stuff like that. I'm gonna start doing different thumbnails, but I gotta learn how to do them right. Like I gotta know what to do, what not to do. Like, and same with like in the descriptions of the channel, like videos. Maybe you guys have any advice for me? Let me know. Because I certainly don't know anything about it. As I always say, it is what it is. But I'm not gonna give up. Like that. I want to get better at it, and you know, and if not, just I'll use it to like um what do they call it, like document like my creative creation products for like maybe later on, like my comic book or whatever. um, and Hello to you too. Are you coming to say hi to your brother? Yes. It's a lot to learn how to do, especially if you're an older person and you really don't know what to do. You don't know who to listen to. You don't know what advice to take and what take with a grain of salt. And you don't want to get stuck in the trap of just constantly researching and never implementing. What to do, because you want to put whatever you learned into action. You don't want to get stuck doing, research all the time and never do anything with it, in other words. Which can, really be an easy thing to do, with, comic books. You can get stuck on the world building aspects of it and never, get into the applicating it, and that's the worst thing you can do with comic books, because you never get your thoughts out and you never get your story told. So, and it's a trap, you're thinking you're learning and doing all this research and you're building all this material up, but you never use it. So what is it worth? It's not worth anything really, because you didn't get anything done, and you got to do stuff if you want to do it. You got to do the darn thing. Um, um, so yeah, yep. And this is my sketchbook. I'm just sketching the characters that are in my comic book in one book, and that way I'll have them all in one book. And these are the characters that are going to fill my city, and then I'll start. I'm going to be making actual comic book pages, too, comic book covers, and stuff like that. But I figured to start, I would just show you what some of my characters are, what they look like, so you get an idea. and then you can watch me actually make the comic book um, with these said characters. And like I said in the other video, I'm going to be making like an ash can and a mini comic. I don't think I mentioned the mini comic, but I think I mentioned the ash can and the issue 0. And I'm gonna introduce, different aspects of the city in those, and then the characters, of course, are gonna be in the actual comic book, which they're gonna be in the ash can and the mini comic book too, in the issue 0. But that's just to really introduce the city and the vibe, you know. And like I said, I'm going to learn how to talk while using the sketchbook and stuff like that, because I really, I have to practice that. I'm not the best talker. I don't really know what to talk about. I try to think of like subjects and stuff like that, but I usually get caught up and go off in a different direction. Just the way I am, I guess. And I forget to talk about some of the subjects I plan to talk about, and then I talk about other subjects that I didn't plan to talk about, which, just goes to show you how not good I am at this. So, but the only way to learn something like that, I've always found, when you're doing something new, is to do it and then like iron out the kinks later on. Once you get comfortable, it'll either come to you or it won't. And it might never come to me. It's just so foreign to me to like talk, like, and not have somebody to talk with. Hopefully later on down the road I'll have like guests and stuff like that, and other artists that I'm working with, or when I'm working with other artists, have them on these episodes or the different channels. So just to help the actual pace along, because oh man, like sometimes it's just like it's hard to explain this, but it's like I want to be I definitely want to just be more entertaining, than I am. I think everybody, like that's why people like, watch YouTube. They want to be entertained. But at the same time, like I'm doing it, like I'm working, like I don't know what to do, what not to do, like but I definitely don't want to sit here and just be like boring, you know what I'm saying? Like that makes no sense at all, so, but another thing I've noticed with like YouTube, like people get like really big like sub counts and stuff like that, like when they're really opinionated or really sorry, I have problems like talking, like pronouncing some words. They get on the tip of my tongue and I just can't. Divisive, like, or they have like hot takes on stuff like that. I'm not one of those people at all, like whatsoever. Like I don't understand a lot of people's hot takes. Like I don't have like strong opinions about a lot of like popular topics nowadays. Like I'm just like, why would that even bother you? Like, Why is that any of even your business? Why would you go on a rampage or a diet tribe to talk about somebody else you don't know? Don't understand their motivations, or and like some people do, and like that's like what they do, like they make their money, like Jim Cornette, like he's got all these followers, and I love Jim Cornette, and he's very entertaining, but he's very divisive, like either you love him or you hate him. I just grew up with him and I love him, and actually he's like my cousin, like, so like distantly related, he's my cousin. So, and I just found that out not too long ago, which is pretty cool. I also found out that Debbie Combs and Cora Combs, the legendary women's wrestlers, are also my cousins. So I that was interesting because it runs deep in my family on both sides. The wrestling aspect, for generations it goes back, and I wasn't fully aware of that because the Blackwells are a wrestling family, from Stone Mountain, Georgia, but the Combs are a wrestling family from Kentucky, and those are both my families. Sorry, that was somebody coming in the studio here. I don't, they might need me for something, but they saw that I'm working on a video, so they'll have to wait just a little bit, and I'll go and see what they needed. But I'm doing something. I'm so sorry about that noise, but it is what it is. Just I try to be professional. I try, but yeah, like what I was saying about like the divisive, like I'm just not that person. Like I don't have a lot of really opinionated feelings about like today's modern issues. Like, no, when I was younger, maybe I did, but I don't even know what a lot of the issues are today, or why it'd be even, like, so that's not going to be my niche or my audience or where I make an impact, because I'm not going to be able to draw people in complaining about other people. That's not going to work for me. So I'm going to have to find a different aspect of my personality I can showcase, I guess, and go from there. Alright, my alcohol markers are all the way across. So, and I like, I mean, like even with like comic books, like people get like really politically charged about them and stuff like that, and I've never understood that movement or anything like that. If you don't like a comic book or whatever, don't read it, like, but I've never, like, I'm not gonna, like, I just don't understand, how people can, it's not my niche, in other words. I'm not gonna be able to be like, this, like, I always at least give any artist a chance, like, so like, and like there's so many like like within the comic book community, there's like artists that I guess they don't like each other or this and that, and like, and I just don't understand. You know, I'm more one of those. I'd rather be supportive of the people that I enjoy, and then just ignore people I don't enjoy, not tear them down. But it's so much different than it ever was before, and I don't know enough to have an opinion about any of it, so I just don't. I mean, I could take the time, I guess, to learn about it. But to me, I could use that time better focusing on myself and my art, if that makes any sense. Because there's too much of that I need to improve, you know, instead of wasting time on other people. I can focus on myself and improving myself, I guess. Um, so I can talk about some books I'm enjoying right now, like The Rockefellers. Oh my gosh, I like that book so much. I love the art style. I love the pacing of it. It reminds me of I say that probably in every video I talk about them, but the pacing really reminds me of like Daniel Warren Johnson's To Do a Powerbomb. So I really enjoy that fast pace storytelling and the art style. Like there's never really a dull moment, even when they're doing like backstories or setting up an aspect of the story, or catching you up on something. Like it's just written really well. Of course, other comic books that I enjoy are like The Department of Truth, um, The Department of Truth, Ice Cream Man. Um, my favorite comic book of all time will always probably be Spawn. However, I'm so far behind on reading Spawn, like in their current run. I'm actually reading the compendiums again, like to read because I enjoy Spawn so much. Like I'm reading the compendiums from the beginning, um, and I'll take a break from reading the current stuff, and then I'll go back to it. Um, Where's my white highlighted? But yeah, so I gotta catch up on the new Spawn, because I'm kind of far behind in it. So I can't really talk about the new issues or whatever, because I'm currently reading the compendium. But I'm loving that because I'm a huge fan of Greg Capullo. His art style, love everything about it. It's still like, to me, Greg Capullo's art style is the reason I became a comic book artist. So I really appreciate, and like I enjoy studying him and all the aspects of his art. This is a really good white highlighter. This is like my new go-to white highlighter. I love it. As you can see, it's Uniball Sino Broad. Awesome highlighter. So let's go with 21. I'm gonna be getting off here soon, and I have to go help somebody close down the store at 9, so I'm gonna be doing that. But then I'll come back and I'll try to. I really want to do a live video tonight. To get used to doing those. Because when you're doing videos like I'm doing now, like, you know, the pre-recorded ones, if I messed up, I could start over and begin again, or edit it. Not that I know how to edit anything. I used to have somebody that did that for me, and we had a different channel, but they moved away, so we can't. We live like 2 or 3 hours away from each other, and we tried to continue working together, but on our old channel, but we just couldn't get the. When you live that far away and like sending videos and back and forth, and when you're technically illiterate like I am, it just got too hard, and they just went on with the channel, and you know, I wish them all the luck, because they're much better at the editing and having a channel than I am. I just started this as a hobby, and then I really just enjoyed, you know, sharing my hobbies, so I just kind of kept up with the channel. Then I got had a couple videos that like got like a lot of views, like to me a lot of views, like one, you know, so I was like, oh well, maybe I'll just keep on doing this and I'll learn how to do it better. But I never got around to learning how to do it better because I was always so busy with like either wrestling or, you know, working or running a store. But now that I'm retiring from wrestling, I know I keep bringing that up, but I'd really like to spend more time learning how to do this and becoming good at it, because it really interests me. Like, I know I say, like, I mean, I find it hard because I am so, like, technically illiterate, like, when it comes to, like, technology. Like, I've bought all this stuff, I have all this stuff, I just don't know how to use it. So I would like to eventually build a team that could help me and make it easier for me, and maybe teach, and then they can utilize this stuff too, like before, you know, with my friend. But gotta do it, I guess. Just haven't had time to do it, but now that I'm gonna have time to do it, it's now or never. You know, I'm not getting any younger. As I always say, I'm old as it is and only getting older, so. It's 20. So, doggy's outside. I've been really happy. Like, like, one of my neighbors got a goat and they have nowhere to keep it right now, so I told him, hey man, like, bring it over to my house. So now I have a goat in my backyard. Goats are like one of my favorite animals. I love all animals, but I love goats. And so I've been spending a lot of time with the goat, and just really psyched and happy that I get to hang out with a goat. And tomorrow I have wrestlers coming over to train. I'm training some younger guys, passing on my knowledge. So I've been enjoying the goat, and I don't know how long he'll be here, but they can keep it here as long as they want, as far as I'm concerned, because I love having a goat. I want to buy a goat too, but my daughter wants a hair sheep, so I might have to get that for her first, just because, take care of the kids before you take care of yourself. And it's a bottle baby, and it actually listens really well. And because I already went and looked at it with her, because I wanted one of the goats that I looked at, and it's actually related to one of the goats in my yard. Because I don't want the goat that is in my yard to be lonely, so I want to get it. I'm gonna buy a goat now to have, so that goat has company. More than me just going out there and feeding it animal crackers and peanuts, whatever, a couple times a day, to get out of my comic book studio and my sign shop, and or when I need to take a break from designing logos or t-shirts, or from the comics, or drawing just in general. So, talked about the goat. That's the new thing in my life. But like I said, I want to buy a goat because I want my own goat, and I don't want that goat to be lonely, even though it's not mine, But I have a barn at my house, so it's been staying at the barn in my side yard, like where my wood shop is, like it on the other side. It's been staying there, and he has his own little room and like apartment and little water place, and I got him some toys to play with. So markers I'm using tonight are Copic sketch markers. I'm probably going to be testing out some markers next time, because I got some of them. So I'm going to see what those are like. And I mean, for the skin tones, I've been using the Copic sketch markers for the skin tones, and then I mix every kind of alcohol marker for whatever color I need, or keeping you guys for a half an hour is long enough. Like I said, I'll probably come back with another video later tonight. But these some other drawings that I made, and I did these, so I got plenty of stuff to like color when it comes to like the characters of Mecha City, Demons and Angel, the Mecha City Chronicles. So let's see, these are all the different faces of the city. So some of the different looks, and I'll probably do some more sketching too, but I'm also going to be, like I said, I'll be doing some covers for different comic books, not just my comic book. I also have some commission pieces I have to do. If you guys wanted me to film that, I will too. And like some blank comic book covers. I have a couple pieces I have to do for this charity event, like for children's literacy in Winchester, Virginia. So I have to do like 2 more pieces. I've already done 2 pieces, but I'm gonna do like 2 more pieces. So I'll probably just film all the art stuff on this channel for now. But once figure out what I'm doing with the other channel, and because it's going to take me longer to make videos on that channel, because I'm going to be doing the thumbnails and the like editing, and probably, you know, adding some music to it, so it's just not my monotone voice like droning on and on and on. But thanks for coming to hang out. Until next time, Dante's Game Room out. Bye bye.